Casino. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Ah, what a lovely weekend. Culture Casino. Good morning, Juliet. Thanks for being here.
Culture Casino.
And the lovely Jill.
Culture Casino.
How are you doing, Jill? Thank you for being a moderator. Those of you with the wrench powers, you're just amazing. I love it. My good friend Bone, who's been here since the dawn of time. Thank you, Bone. John Edgar, good morning to you. Hope everybody's doing well. The great and powerful Tony Piacente. Great to see you, my friend. What else is happening? Let's see. Well, Tony went crazy this morning. Holy cow. 5 Culture Casino memberships. Oh, the generosity continues. Thank you, Tony. You really are building the ranks. Trying to get to 1,000 members, folks. This is how you help. 5 subs at a time. What a great experience. Thank you, Tony. Honestly. Look at all those names turning green. What a glorious day. John the Bagel Dad. Almost said Beetle Dad. That'd been pretty cool. Good to see you, John. Running with Skizzers. Don't do that. It's not safe. It's great to see you. We got Weatherman all the way from the Green Machine. Sabrina's Espresso, which I'm going to need one in a little while. It's been a long day, about 2 days in a row. We got the amazing Mark Fields for 5 Culture Casino cash. Look at this. Mark says for 5. It's a good day to have a wonderful, beautiful day. Positive vibes to you all. Positive vibes to you, Mark. And finally, the lovely, the elegant, and the consistent Dragon Queen. Not making today. Channeling my ancestors and at local Oktoberfest. I'm a lot jealous. Have a super good time, Dragon Queen. And thank you for the gifty of $5 on the way out the door. Come going. How's it going? See? That rhymes. See? Not only pro can rhyme, but I can rhyme too. Okay. Low spec Linux laptop is out there. We got Leaf Erickson in the house. Hey, Leaf, how you doing? Born in Boston. Really? Ready, willing, and able. Or waiting. Oh, I added the able. But you're probably, I'm sure you're in, great shape. Compared to me. Hard to... but honestly, round is a shape. And look, I'm looking round these days, right? Although not too bad. We're getting fit. It's worth the effort. Getting up and throwing big bags of soil around, planting stuff, moving trees. I've got to plant like another 50 citrus trees to take with me. Libby Priest is here on this lovely morning. We got Kenny Long out there. What's up, Kenny? And keep it real. I always try. It's good to see you, dear. King of all monsters, 1954 in the house. Hail, everybody. Hello. And Freddie's glove. Dig the music. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's just a little ditty. Little ditty. It's amazing what a sample of your voice and AI can do. It can do fun stuff. O.C. Dobbins, greetings, my friend. I hope the belly of the beast is treating you well. And let's see, who else rolled through the door? A lot of people are here. It's good to see you all. Rand Scholes, Psycho Dwarf 9. What's up, my friend? Just dropping by. Got to get to D&B Farm Supply. Oh, dude, I know. I gotta go to the local Tractor Supply later this week. I need hog panel. I need a whole lot of stuff. So fall plants, the fall crop consists of a lot of things that I like this time of year. Peas, string beans, sugar snap peas. I like sugar snap peas, but all kinds of different peas and beans and stuff like that need to trellis. So hog panel is a good cheap trellis, and it can span entire beds. It can span the length of the ceiling of a greenhouse. You can grow the beans on your head. It's good stuff. Anyway, hey, PD is here. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Good to see you. Plus, look at those glasses. Amazing stuff. What else we got out there? Carl Singh. Carl Singh's joining us today. And a few other folks. So if I didn't get to you, it wasn't anything personal. I mean, of course, I got to get to Tender Warrior 68. It's a wonderful, splendiferous Saturday, my friend. Indeed. And I'm scrolling. I'm about 3 minutes behind on the chat, so I almost missed Commander Straker of Shadow, and I almost missed one of my favorite rivet heads, Razorbird. So, all right, we've done a lot of shout outs, but we have an hour of this show, and then we're immediately going over to the High Roller show. And then from there, we're going to go to Salty Nerd Podcast. So literally, I started like 2 minutes early. So some of those transitions will happen close to on time. I would be remiss if I didn't say hello to Morgan King. Been here forever. Wonderful supporter. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I really do, Morgan. And let's see. Hey, Big H. Big H. Good morning to you. It's good to see you. Caveat Ties, Green Machine in a way. We got Jonah Hex. Great to see you, Jonah. Low spec, of course, Jeff out there working hard. SWG Vrice. Sorry, so late. You're not that late. You're like on time. I started early. So I could say hi to y'all and say hi to 11 Alpha. All right, let's get started. Yeah, let's get it started. Oh yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the Black Eyed Peas were like a weird group, right? Am I right? Is it just me? Like lots of repetitive poppy vibes. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like they took like No Doubt and like added more diversity. It's the weirdest word in the world, and it's such a transparent lie. Um, well, the film wasn't television, music wasn't diverse. I'm like, who's the top pop stars for the last 4-5 decades? Who are the top bands? Do you think they have a diversity issue? Nah. You know. But film and television, especially, it's like stop telling those lies that they're offensive. Same thing in the workforce and everything else. We worked very hard, despite, all the efforts of one political party actually trying to not have a vote cast on the Civil Rights Act in the 60s. Multiple pieces of legislation to make sure that the folks that were still stuck in that belief system, that it was okay to hate on people and keep them from succeeding. That all happened even before I was born. So the world I grew up in was largely without any hints of that garbage. And the only place you saw it was in, well, film and television. And it was fading away there too. The best buddy cop movie, Lethal Weapon. White guy, a black guy with a higher rank. I mean, this is the weirdest thing when we start talking about this. It's they've been trying to sell something that has no supply and there's no desire for it. And they had to invent major problems to even recreate it. There's issues there. But that's not what we're going to talk about here. I'm very troubled by our justice system. Because in this particular case, which we're going to talk about now, the Diddy trial, was he guilty of the stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Was he found guilty of the stuff? No, not all of it. And also, was there a corrupt attorney involved in the prosecution trying to tank it? Yeah. Yeah. They didn't bring their best and their brightest. They brought Comey's daughter, who has now tanked multiple of these cases because she was also involved in the Epstein thing. And a lot of arguments would be that, um, she intentionally taking it? Well, of course. You have to remember just how corrupt these people are that have been in the administrative state or the deep state or whatever you want to call it. But the Diddy trial judge here appears to be considering vacating the rapper's two convictions. Why? Did he not do the things? The jury thought that he did the things. Did they catch him for RICO, which would have been the payday and access to evidence that would put more people away? No. But Judge Aaron Submarin, I never can say this person's name, told the court he would issue a decision very shortly on defense's argument that Combs' crimes and their relation to the Mann Act. Well, why isn't it the Woman Act? Ha ha! That's because it's named after a person. This is another problem with political correctness, right? Because that's a thought for the wackaloons. Anyway, so the federal judge overseeing the case and the imminent sentencing on the two lesser counts, a jury found him guilty of in a split verdict at his sensational racketeering sex providing trial over the summer, is now weighing the argument from the mogul's defense that his conviction should be vacated if he must have a new trial. Interesting. How is that not going to be double jeopardy, or is it a new trial at his request? It's weird. Combs is 55. Is scheduled for sentencing after he was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in get down, get down, get down. Anyway, so Judge Subramanian, Subramanian. Yay. Okay. Sound it out. Hooked on phonics worked for me. Anyway, told the court that he would issue a decision very shortly on the defense's argument. I said that intentionally poorly about Combs' crimes and their relation to the Mann Act. Again, it's in one of your heads, the Woman Act. Anyway, so I guess we'll be finding out here shortly. Regardless, why is this even a consideration? Is our justice system intact? Is it healthy? Is it good? Is it corrupt? I don't know. A lot of corruption going into the Department of Justice for better part of a decade. I'm sure there's much more than that. All of it affected by the deep state and career politicians that are unelected in positions of power that they should not possess. So, very strange. Release the McCrackens in the house. I saw Kronos Godwison out there. What happened to all the evidence confiscated? I don't know. Very much the same kind of treatment at the FBI as the Epstein files. We're 9 months in or 10. We're 10 months in to this administration. There were a lot of promises made and kept, but one of the biggest ones was this Epstein thing. And with a lot of language around the idea that he was CIA, which would surprise nobody, and other intelligence agencies that they work with. It was all a honeypot operation to blackmail politicians to do what they wanted. Do you guys feel like the leadership of the world should be handed to an intelligence company? That's really what the CIA is. They're really not a department of the government anymore. They're not of the government. They're trying to be the government. In the clip that you're going to see on Tuesday's show, the montage clip that I build for all the shows, in that clip, there is a billionaire who has seen how the power works, and there is definitely a deep state, a lot of people that control 8 billion other people's lives. It's not as many as you think, but they're made up of families that have been placed in power for a very long time. Anyway, we got Brian Mack in the house. Good to see you. Lots of folks. RJ McReady says, it's great stuff. RC's in the house. Didn't even see. There we go. RC's here. Hello. Carl Singh is here. I think I said hi to you. How is the Diddy trial still being talked about up to now? I don't know. I mean, this is just a natural thing that'll happen post trial is to try to get it set aside. We'll see. Grim. Diddy did it. I think so. Pretty sure. You know, the thing. Yeah, I know the thing. Snakes. What's up, Snakes? Whoa, man. You guys keep yeah, whoa, man. I love it. Big H, I'm sure we'd get the same consideration for the judge. Culture. No. We have I think it's like it's not even 2-tier justice at this. It's like 4-tier justice. You get no justice in the UK if you're an ordinary citizen. If you're a British citizen, they give more consideration and care to the people who are illegally invading your country. It's a clear violation of law, and yet they are also clearly preferring them happening here in this country as well. The politicians that are in power in those situations need to be removed from power, and we need to get rid of everybody who came here for ill intent. Anybody who came here illegally, automatic assumption of ill intent. Sorry. RJ, you guys are on fire in the chat. Thank you for giving me a chuckle. Yeah, Snake says we're never getting those files. I really would love to see them. By the way, the one senator that actually blocked it, the pretend Republican Murkowski or whatever, I'm not. I don't think I included that story. I'm pretty sure I didn't include that story. She is going to switch parties to the Democrats. Gonna be a Democrat. Jaffo, hey buddy, I need to talk to you about someone. A channel you were watching the other day. I'm interested in what you think of that channel and that person. Be interesting to find out. Newhouse Bruce. One of the theories behind the gathering of the Pentagon hierarchy is to deal with the rogue shadow CIA situation. I think that's going to be amazing if that's the case. If it's not just a be prepared for war because we're about to go to war with all of the bad actors on the planet. You saw today that the Colombian president was out protesting Trump in the U.S. I think immediately you get rid of his diplomatic immunity. You just tell him, hey, thanks. You are no longer welcome in the United States. You have 12 hours to remove yourself and your entire entourage. And you know what? We're going to close your embassy. You don't do that in a guest country, in a host country. You don't do that. You know, if that's the case, give me diplomatic immunity, send me over to the UK, and I'm going to go ape crazy in the streets protesting Herr Starmer, the CCP of Europe. Anyway. Yeah, I don't care how many big names are. I think the big names need to. I'm sorry. I don't care how big your name is. In the specific set of crimes we're talking about, the enslavement for pleasure or on command, on demand, is a crime no one should be allowed to get away with. Anyway, All right. It's good to see you all. I see lots of people. Marx is here. Hegseth is going to tell them, hang on, tell them they all need to fess up on rogue UAP UFO programs that have been hidden. Well, you mean the ones that we have or the ones other countries have? It's a lot of those. Look, one of the things they don't want to tell everybody is we've had anti gravity for a long time. That's one. It's one of the theories I've been hearing. So there's that. I think we get rid of the UN. The UN is a worthless body, and we get rid of all of the military aspects of the UN, and they know it just dissolves. Goodbye. The UN building, we turn into a prison for everybody that violated our laws. It's either that or a veterans housing facility. It's a big building. Apparently, they have pretty decent control over the escalators. And well, I don't think you need a teleprompter if you're a veteran, but there's that. Da, da. Hey, the Seaman! What's up? Good to see the deep state run out of places to hide and funding. Look, I'm just going to say if you investigate everybody that gives to an NGO, likely not only is the NGO full of corruption, the people supporting it are corrupt. And the interesting thing is, we were funding a bunch of NGOs for purposes of fighting against us from the inside, which means we need to get rid of those people too. You don't have to go home. In fact, you're not going to be allowed to go home. You can't stay here, which means find another country if you're a traitor. Those are your options. Anyway, let's get to the next story that I still think is disgusting, but I understand. And I don't think it's going to help the ratings as they dwindle and they won't be provided now because after this knucklehead's comeback, and of course, I'm talking about Jimmy Kimmel. He's finally made it back onto the other affiliates. Nexstar actually had an internal memo defends, explaining the reasoning to pull Jimmy Kimmel's show. The reasoning was very simple. This man is inciting violence and telling gigantic lies and refused to apologize for them when he came back. Who wants this guy? Don't know. But no one has an unlimited right to say whatever they want on a talk show or to lie. But there's 1,000 different reasons for this guy not to be on television. There's 1,000 different reasons, to talk about just how poor of a human being he is, despite the fake crying that he did on his return. He couldn't bring himself to say Charlie Kirk's name. Not once. That young man. And he's just an amazing douche. Anyway, I think George the Giant Slayer is going to be dropping a video about the Kimmel situation. I would encourage you to watch that. In fact, I need to get a hold of George after the shows this morning. You got to talk to him. But anyway, so this is happening. He's returning back to the air. There is no First Amendment thing here. The stations can air whatever they want. They're well within their right. The FCC and everybody else will tell you that. And the previous FCC would tell you that. And the one before that would tell you that. You can preempt whatever you choose as an affiliate ownership, even if it's a specific show. Lots of things get preempted. That's all right. Anyway, this guy's back. We're worse off. But he will be back down in irrelevant territory at 129,000 viewers in the demo and falling. So I would say by this time in October, the discussion will be, why did we bring this guy back? He lost half his viewership in a year. It's a lot to that. What's up, Puppet Man? Snowdub in the house. How's it going? Let's see. This is Toby Moss. What's up? Says he's cripplingly unfunny. You tongue twistered me, my friend. Thank you, Toby Moss. You're right. He is. You are. He is. Cinema Storms. Kimmel is horrible. Yeah. Look, yes, there is a dearth of talent in late night. I do believe there is a format out there. Sorry, guys. Late night, early morning. But I do believe there is a format out there that would work for Jimmy Fallon. I know I'm a little optimistic, but I think there is. He has a desire to be liked, to be loved, to be funny. He comes up with some great skit ideas. Other people steal and use for like whole shows. But there is a format out there for him. Kimmel is a used car salesman at best. And there's nothing wrong with used car salesman. But he's selling something that's used and maybe a little tired and maybe not quite what it appears to be on the outside. Again, there's nothing wrong with selling used cars. It was one of the many jobs I had while going to college. Did pretty well at that. Of course, I was selling mostly new, but yeah. Tony Piacente says ABC should be involuntarily retiring Kimmel. I agree. He has violated FCC rules multiple times. Also true. Something needs to be done. And I agree. And I thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. It could not have said it better. There's like there's a whole host of crimes. How can you reform if you don't learn? And you obviously haven't learned. I'm not for silencing people. I like freedom of speech. But if you violate the tenets of what's right and legal, it's not free speech. Many people have found that out. Weatherman asks, is Sinclair still holding Kimmel out? I don't know, Weatherman. The only indication I saw was this particular story from yesterday. So I don't know. Would it surprise me? No. No. But he is back, and that's sad. We all lose. We all lose. There's a lot of ways we all lose, to be fair. I'm going to give us another story that goes into that here in a second. Feel bad for them. In the end, all they got was Kimmel. Yeah, it's true. We have a celebrity here, a channel you should all be subscribed to, a man without equal, a kind, generous, funny man who has a unique eye and ability to capture the best of the moments that we can participate in and share inside of a theme park. Because this is Clifflix. You should be checking out his channel. After you want to spend time with this guy after you meet him. He's just extraordinary. Anyway, for $5, he says, the left war really begins next summer when his contract is up. Yeah, August. Yeah. Hollywood will pressure Burbank to renew him. Burbank execs still deeply love Jimmy for who knows what reason. I don't know. Clifflix, can you explain this, my friend? I don't understand. He has no appeal to me. Not the last time that he had appeal was The Man Show, and that was largely because of Corolla. Corolla is a legitimate comedian. Kimmel is not. He hasn't dabbled in comedy, um, probably since I think the last time he was funny was when he did the blackface joke, which you can't do anymore. You can do reverse blackface. You can do whiteface. Apparently, that's fine. It's just strange. ActionCom says regarding Kimmel, it feels like Russia putting up a big fight in order to obtain a post disaster Chernobyl. Wow, that's a brilliant way to say that. And you are 100% correct. 100% correct. Hillis Mallory in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Tony says Kimmel going from the Man Show. Yeah. Yeah. Just shows how much of sorry. Going from the Man Show to the Jimmy Kimmel Show just shows how much of a fame junkie he is. Yeah. Yeah. We got our friend Biggles Metz in the house. Good to see you, Biggles. Sinclair has returned to showing Kimmel. That's what I thought. I thought they'd all come back. So very bummer. Kerwin, what's going on? Kimmel will be let go within the next 12 months. Late night is dead. It's really dead. Look, his salary, from what I'm to understand, is 16 million. 16 million for mostly third place. The show doesn't even create 16 million in revenue, from what I'm to understand. Or is it? It's not 16 million in revenue. It it's not profitable. Let's just say it that way. Well, the reports on the roller coaster, since I'm going to pull out of this before I get to these super chats from before we move on to the next story, which you guys are going to want to hear. I think that Stardust Racers was always going to be a more extreme ride. Um, I think that despite the warnings, people aren't taking them seriously. I think largely a lot of that is because the warnings on previous coasters were so out of place. Ones that really didn't have like any kind of real risk. I mean, technically, the show coaster that is known as Cosmic Rewind um, has some fairly aggressive warnings on it for something that is, well, one of the most smooth experiences you can have on a roller coaster. So, what I think is that they need to make sure people understand that the warnings are rather serious. Um, I think you need to have all of your parts and pieces to ride on certain roller coasters. And sometimes you just don't get to have that experience, if you've got an injury of any kind or a challenge or an inability. I think you should not go on things that it literally tells you don't go on. That's what I think. Oh my, the Night Rabbit is here. Time to listen to Pink Floyd. Keep talking. Hey, there you go. Pink Floyd, one of the greatest bands ever. I still think that one of my favorite experiences was regularly during the summer going to Balboa Park to the Science Museum, Space and Science Museum there, and going into their special IMAX theater and watching a laser show to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. It was so awesome, super fun, and great. They had an intermission when they flipped the album. The laser show was incredible. I don't even know if they still do that. Again, you have to remember my at that part of my life, um, I was cruising the freeways in my teens, um, and that was just a natural place that I would end up. It's fun for kids too. Anyway, thank you, Matt Rabbit, for the $20 super chat. Much appreciated. And thank you for inspiring a great memory. That's super fun. Cliff Flicks again with the generosity for 5 says Jimmy is Burbank's messaging priest. Yeah. It's just their message is not getting very far. 1.1 million regular views. The amplification, I'm sure, didn't hurt with this. It actually probably helped. There's been some suggestions that it was a conspiracy. I don't know. But he is a megaphone for their personal social activism. He speaks their voice. You are a very wise man, Flipflix. I think you're right. But I think that the problem is that there now nobody's listening. Nobody's listening to Kimmel. More people are now paying attention to what's going on in the world than ever, and more of them are seeing just how spun up things are. Let's say. C&D Design says, Happy Saturday. Thank you for the $2 super chat and happy Saturday to you, my friend. Look at the C&D Designs. That's right. I love it. I feel very piratey for some reason. I wonder why. Yes, I am a pirate. 200 years too late. The cannons don't thunder, there's nothing to plunder. I'm an over 40 victim of fate. Life ain't too great. Ruby Hoove gifts a Culture Casino membership. All of us in the world's great again. All right, thanks for that. Born in Boston. Palisades fire victims got citations for grass growing on their burned lots. You do not hate Gavin Newsom enough. Gavin Newsom and the mainstream media, or I should say the legacy media, they're not mainstream anymore. Believe it or not, this is the mainstream. It's much smaller and doesn't have a huge budget. It doesn't have, professional screen tested anchors that, are more worried about their appearance than anything else. Although I am concerned about my appearance, but no, it just has me. It has me. It has Pro. It has Jonas J. Campbell. It has you. You guys are more mainstream. You're more new media than anything else. So new media that people are starting channels like my friend Dragon Queen and and many of us. But that's disgusting. Thank you, Born in Boston. Disgusting. Yeah, ratings have dropped every year since 2016 with a brief spike in January 2025 before falling again. For the rest of the year, yeah, it was a steady woo, wah, wah. Not good. He's not good. He's not good. He's not funny. And I'm going to tell you the big secret nobody's talking about. The entirety of network television is falling. It's not just falling. It's not collapsing. Is not even the right word. It's a disastrous, quick plunge to the bottom at this point. The people retaining viewership are catering to the elderly audience that still tunes in to the airwaves or to their networks via cable. And those shows are, well, pretty obvious. I mean, Matlock, which is Matlock in name only, anything that says CSI, NCIS, or anything like that. But that's it. Those are all CBS shows, by the way. And the only reason 60 Minutes still survives is because it's already got people glued into their chairs, glued into their couches, and glued into that channel for their old people shows. Seriously. Oh, yeah, Born in Boston. I heard this part of the story. They helped the man um onto the ride. No, this yeah, you can't do that. Can't do that. Enoch the Altrusian says people still go on rides. Yes. The new rides at Epic are amazing. Amazing. Tony got his notification. Isn't that wild? Like I was watching FNT on Friday, and like all of a sudden the little alert bell thing goes, ding, and I'm like, all right, click. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I know that FNT's going. It happens all the time. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Look at all you generous people. Remember the days? Those were the days. You guys remember that? What show was that? All in the Family. With Meathead, who's still a meathead. Yeah. Trying to catch up with everybody. Make sure you guys get little heart emojis on your super duper chats, little thumbs up buttons. Want to say special thank you again to Ruby Hoove and Tony Piacente for the gifties because those make a huge difference, guys. We are trying to get back to the land of 1,000 members. Yeah, if we can get to 1,000 members and just you guys just hang out, be great members. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Then maybe YouTube will like me again. I don't know. I don't know. But remember the days a long time ago when the lasers were super cool. They still can be super cool. Come on, before they put that that death taco in the lagoon at Epcot in the middle of the middle there of World Showcase. Remember before the death taco, there were lasers. The lasers. It was cool stuff. Yeah, I still don't understand why we don't have holograms in rooms, hologram movies. I don't understand. We should be well beyond that. You know what I do? I blame tech. I blame tech for becoming lazy. Honestly. Oh, we could do that. Well, then do it. Nah. Yeah, that's why there's no Descent in Spaceship Earth if you're a Epcot fan. Yeah. Generic Brunette says, "You're a cutie, Cece." Well, thank you very much, Generic Brunette. I appreciate that. That's high praise. Almighty Black Ass in the house. How's it going, my friend? Saying hi to Jill. That's right. Pirate Looks at 40, one of the greatest songs. Yeah, mine and my dad's song. I always cry now when I hear it. Yeah, sorry about that, Sam. It's a great song. It's actually not too bad to play on the guitar. I used to play the guitar and sing that. And a lot of Simon and Garfunkel as well. But yeah, Richard James. I'm Rick James. Can't say the rest of that. For $2 says this site has integrity. Well, I try. I'm very proud of the people that I work with, and I think that they have integrity as well. It's very easy and very comfortable to talk with people like Pro and Jonas and everybody else. So that's largely you guys. But I've got to get at least two more stories out. One of them we got to talk about because it's in the title. So I will just say thank you and say thank you to Lightning Sketch Productions. I'm scared about what this AI critters will do to animation because I never wish for real creatives to go out of work. Neither do I. Yeah, I want people to work at Disney and other places. Yeah, and don't lapse into a depression though. All right, thank you for the super chat and the $5, but don't lapse into a depression. Or wait, this is $10. Woo, yeah. Why is it green? That's dumb. It should be yeller. They call me Mellow Yellow. We got Hillis Mallory. What's up, Hillis? Hillis been here a lot lately. Kimmel show ratings is wait, that's still on? Type of low. Well, up until recently, I mean, it hit personal heights for him, not personal heights for the show. I mean, not heights for the show, I should say. A generic brunette says, I'm 65 and haven't watched network TV since 2016. I look, the only time you would find me on like a network most likely was watching sports. And that was back when I was watching sports, which I stopped doing, I think, in 2019. I think that was the height of the push, the garbage into sports and the support for the garbage into sports. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And thank you all for the super chats. You are killing it today. And there's Lightning Sketch again for 5. What Clownfish TV said caused me to cry last night. Oh, yeah. Sometimes Geeky and Neon say is oftentimes worst case scenario. I like Clownfish and I've been watching them for a long time, and of course following them for a long time and interacting with them from time to time, courtesy of Mac. I like to have a conversation with them, but sometimes I think they're on the worst case scenario train, and sometimes there's more optimism out there, or should be. Should be. Imagine watching All in the Family with Archie edited out. That would be depressing propaganda, indeed. Yeah. Aw, Tobach, thank you. You're a cutie to me too, Cece. Yeah, I don't mind. I appreciate that. Yeah. Sam says, no problem, Cece. At least Dad gets to see Jimmy again now. Yeah. I'm so sorry. So many of you are dealing with so much right now. I'm constantly praying for somebody here in the audience, or many somebodies. And right now the list does not get shorter; it gets longer, and I don't mind. But I will just say, um, every day I get to see you here is a great day. So thank you for being here and hanging out with us. I appreciate that. We need more projectors in rides. I agree. Projectors in all directions keeps daily operational costs low and gives people stuff to see. I think that you build. This is where Disney fell down. Okay, they had a great opportunity to utilize fully animatronics and projection screens in the attraction that's in the what's that Pandora attraction at Disney. You have the boat ride, right? And that boat ride has one animatronic. That's it. And it's massive. And it still has issues. But they needed a lot more moving things in addition to screeny things. I don't mind screeny things, but I like movie things too. Things should be moving. You need that encapsulation. But you're 100% right. We need better projection systems. We need more projection systems. We need them to actually invest in the floor projection that they've shown. It's been demonstrated a zillion times. They're not doing that either. Eric K drops 5 amazing Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Eric K. Eric K is the man, the myth, the legend. He's the mensch of wrenches, so to speak. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's get to this last 2 stories, all right? Because we don't have a lot of time. Then we're going to go hang out with the high rollers, which means you're going to go from here to there and then to SNP an hour after that. So let's knock these out. We got 10 minutes to go. And come on, Culture. Ba-bam. So let's talk a little bit, and thank you again, Eric. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that Electronics Arts may go private. There's a $50 billion offer on the table. Maybe they can take it back to good. The problem is that when companies, corporations, are they go public, then you get grubby hands like BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street and Blackstone and many of these other evildoers that can get their grubby paws on the company and influence the board and put evil into these things, which is bad, right? Look, lately, the LGB folks have decided they don't need the rest of those letters. They're like, no, thank you. That organization is growing by leaps and bounds every single day. The problem is it's going to kick to the curb the whole reason that we ended up with the situations, one of the many situations we have now in a fight over the bathrooms, not to mention other public, private slash spaces. Not to mention like a lot of violent situations right now. So I'm rooting for them to be successful, the LGB folks, and we'll just go from there. But what the reason that that's associated with this is an opportunity, if it goes private, for them to kick out a lot of the stuff that kind of polluted their games. It's why I stopped playing Sims. It's why I stopped playing other games from EA. So, this was first reported on from the Wall Street Journal on Friday. A group of investors, like private equity firms, Silver Lake, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, and Jared Kushner's affinity partners, are looking to just acquire it. They're in talks with them right now. So, The Sims, Battlefield, Madden, all could be better again. We could get back to EA Sports. It's in the game, or it could get worse. But the market cap right now is 48.38. I think you could probably get her done. They have wow, I didn't realize their earnings were 1.3 billion net bookings, which equated to 1.67 billion revenue. So diluted EPS, earnings per share, was 79 cents. This is wow. So there's potential here. So Battlefield 6 is on October 10th. Wow. This is something to look out for, guys. And why I wanted to bring it up here is I think maybe going private isn't a bad thing. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Wonder what you guys think. Trying to read. All right, we got one last story to get to. Sorry to rush through the last one, but don't have a lot of time. Got 5 minutes to get this finished and hit the go button. Send you all over to the next show with our wonderful high rollers. You can meet the high rollers, folks, in a public stream, and I'm looking forward to that. You can say thank you to Scott Westbrook, one of the greatest supporters on the planet. But let's get to it. Darn it. There we go. Warner Brothers is the winner. Warner Brothers has had nothing but big wins this year. They've had a few disappointments. They've had a few things fall short. I was really rooting for Minecraft to break the $1 billion. It just missed it. Just missed it. Superman did okay. I'm not really going to tout that. And of course, you had Sinners. You had the latest Weapons horror film. And then you had F1, with which Warner Brothers was affiliated with through release. They're the first studio to break $4 billion this year, which is the whole reason they're winning. They're beating out Disney and Universal and everybody else. And that's a good thing. So it's the first time that Warner Brothers has crossed 4 billion since 2019, which was one of the biggest. No, I think it 2018, 2019 were the biggest years on record for Hollywood, and that's a big, big number. Um, so Warner's has grossed 1.795 billion at the domestic box office and another 2.9 or excuse me 2.2 billion abroad. This weekend, the really misconceived Leonardo DiCaprio starring One Battle After Another is expected to post a $45 million global bow. I don't think that's a big number, especially for a guy like that, but that's just my opinion. Regardless, it's important to note that Warner Brothers beat Disney. Minecraft was $957 million, F1 $624 million, Superman excuse me, $615 million. The Conjuring horror franchise at 405 million, Sinners horror franchise at 366, and FD at $313 million. Those are big numbers. Big numbers. Even Paulie agrees with me, which never happens. I think that Warner Brothers going forward will be the superior studio. I don't think Disney can do anything about it. They've destroyed everything that people were interested in, and they've pushed men out of their interest. And speaking as men, I don't care what Disney does anymore. I know Tron Ares is ruined. I knew it two and a half years ago. I've been telling you guys it's not looking good. Soundtrack's great. But yeah. So Ruby Hoo for 5, thank you, dear, says, Hoove can't do high rollers today. He's getting over something. Aw, man. We had so much fun last month. Super fun. Speaking of much fun, I want to say thank you to Low Spec Linux Gaming, giving me a membership. Thank you for that. Weatherman has been unusually generous throughout the month. I want to say thank you to him for all of his contributions through the month. And I want to say thank you to all the wrenches out there. I also want to say thank you to this fella, Lucius Nature Triste. And I hope you were a dude or I misgendered you, and I'm sorry. Nothing to say, just wanted to contribute to the channel with the best bear stories. Oh, I know. I love being a bear. I'm such a bear fan. It's weird. It's probably not healthy, to be fair. Probably not healthy. All right. So we're going to wrap up this show. We're going to jump into the next one. You guys make everything work better, and I want to thank you. So we are off to high rollers, and for those of you who possess the high roller achievement, go check the community tab. Your invitation is sitting in there because I dropped it for you earlier this morning. And if nobody shows, it's just going to be the me show with the you. It's me and you. I guess I'm a high roller, right? Because I have it the channel. Lucius Nature Triste says, you misgendered me. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Now that I know that you're a lovely lady, I won't do that again. So thank you. There you are. And Cliff Flicks, guys, please. It's not because of his generosity or the fact that he is the uniquely nicest person that may be on the planet Earth. He really will touch your heart with his efforts. His channel is soul healing for some. So do check that out. All right. Weatherman says, culture's slacking. Weatherman, I'm sorry. In what way does the author's use of the prison symbolize? Now that, let me know if you know what movie that's from. Anyway, Mahalo Beach Monks. That's right, Tobak. And oh my gosh, it's Eldritch Lord Haster. Good to see you, buddy. And Mutant Bam Hammer. All right, so next up, if you follow the automagic redirect that you get from the tube, you'll be going to high rollers. If you're on the green machine, you're unfortunately going to have to switch over to red power to see high rollers. And for those of you on X, I think you have to switch to the red YouTube. Boy, are they really red. And our good friend Chris Mead, I hope you're well, my friend. I haven't seen you a lot lately. Man, old home week. All right, let's go. You guys, I don't know what outro this is, but I mean, it may be participant. You may have to participate. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Real quick shout out to my friend.
So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things. Realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you. Choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.